You know, mateys, I've been thinking. Not every tale I tell needs to be some grand adventure or end with an immense haul of loot. From time to time, stories worth sharing around the tavern be mere happenstance, with a fair touch of shenanigans to boot. For instance, just a mere few days past, I were making my way out from the tavern on Plunder Outpost, preparing for a long sail. Weren't rightly sure what for yet, but a long sail just the same. Well, I'd be finding out right quick when I spotted something interesting out on the horizon. A ship sitting there in the water, dead still save for the rocking of the waves. I made quick like to me fumbled plunder and set sail towards the poor sod. I'd every intent to send that ship to Davy Jones' locker, if for no other reason than to sate me own appetite for battle. But as I drew in closer, I came to a realization what set me mood on a course for the mischievous. I could tell from the auroral glow what surrounded her that the ship were stopped o'er one of them sunken kingdom landmarks. And given by the lack of oncoming cannon fire, either this pirate were too trusting for their own good, or there weren't no one aboard. I wasted no time in dropping sail and grabbing the wheel. It don't be every day when you get an opportunity to steal someone else's ship. And I had every intent of making the most of this while I could. I weren't rightly sure just what to do at first. Limitless possibilities and all. But when I spotted a pile of loot down on the bowsprit, well, I got some ideas. But between now and then, I decided to perform me one good deed of the day. After all, me new friendship were all so cluttered. I just had to do some organization. It'd be a damn shame about my slippery fingers. I just can't hold on to nothing these days, I fear. Ah, well, at least me new friend were keeping his food barrels stocked. I were feeling a mite bit peckish. Of course, I had to let it cook for a spell first. Best not be letting me forget about that now. You know, it'd be nice to get back to me roots every now and again. I had a knack for stealing ships out in the wider world, you see. Hell, even me pride and joy the fumbled plunder were a vessel I, liberated from her former owners. Of course, in the wider world, merchant sailors don't be coming back to fight you after you put a pistol ball through their sternum. Makes things a tad more complicated, that. Ah, well, there weren't no time for a stroll down memory lane. The outposts are on fast approach, and I had to move all the booty to a spot more easily reached by them harpoons up in the Sovereign's Tower. It seemed to me like it were a modest haul, likely the cargo of a skeleton vessel. But hey, that be a skeleton ship's worth in loot I ain't gotta work for. I dropped anchor once we reached the outpost and looked sharp about climbing up to the harpoon platform. After all, the rightful captain of this fine vessel could be back at any moment, and I imagine he wouldn't take too kindly to the unwitting donation of his treasure. Now, there were a slight issue, what with some of the loot getting stuck atop the lift, but it weren't nothing I couldn't reach by standing atop me tippy toes. And soon enough, I had all of me new friends' loot passed along to the Sovereign's Forum. Now, seeing as I be such a good friend, I figured I may as well hang on to the gold as well. Rather not give him the hassle of carrying it around and all. Oh, now what be this? A box of fireworks to celebrate our newfound camaraderie? Oh, you shouldn't have. I just love how they set the night aglow, don't you? That'd be all right. You don't need to be saying nothing, matey. Do you smell something burning? Ah! Me coconut! Still delicious. Once the fires were all taken care of, I began to take my borrowed vessel eastward. I weren't quite sure where to now, but I sure had plenty of time to get there. Which meant plenty of time to look over me new friend's interior decoration skills. It were, well, a load of barnacles, really. But no matter. On the Sea of Thieves, when you don't know where to go for adventure, the adventure will come to you. This beautiful crested queen rose up for a night swim beside me, and seeing how it weren't my own ship on the line, well, I simply couldn't resist the temptation. I've always wanted to do this. Whee! Oh, good lord, methinks I landed it atop her head. Me apologies, lassie, won't happen again. It were a fun distraction, but I'm thinking that'd be enough playing with the shark for now. I mean, it don't be like I had much else to do, but if she bites the ship, I ain't none but the planks in me pockets to fix her, nor any but the cannonballs already on me to fight back. So I turned the ship back east, as I were doing before. I wanted to see if I could reach the roar before the captain returned to put an end to me hijinks. And speaking of hijinks, you know what drives me mad? Just absolutely batty? When me crewmates fiddle with me map table. I've a system, you see. Every island be circled for some reason or another. So when the likes of Squash or Stretch get their grubby mitts on it, wiping away me circles, plotting down their own, it just bothers me to no end. Further and further east I went, flirting with certain doom as I sailed past the perimeter of an active skeleton fort. One well-placed cannonball could easily spell disaster for me illicit voyage. So, needless to say, I were sure to steer well clear of the range of their guns. Once I'd passed the fort, it should have been smooth sailing from there. Just a straight shot into the Devil's Roar. But, of course, just when I started to truly get comfortable, I'd recognize that glow anywhere, and them whispers were more than telling enough for me. Well, at least the ship's proper captain had enough common courtesy to die immediately upon return, so I had enough warning to put a banana on his stove. Now, I'll admit, this weren't exactly my proudest fighting moment. But then, perhaps deep down I knew a quick trip to the ferry were only fair for all I'd done. And so me tale comes to an end. I return to me Fumble plunder, right where I left her, while me new friend were left, well, a fair bit worse for wear. That be all I got for you this week. Wind in your sails, me hearties, until we meet again. Oh, and make sure to keep an eye on your ship.